let me ask you a question. Trey Lance, I mean, he didn't play much last year, but he has some stats, and there's an advanced stat, next gen stat. Time to throw. How long you hold the ball on average before you release it. He was at 3.37 seconds on average, which was by far the longest in the league of anyone who had stats at quarterback. Is this concerning to you, keeping in mind it's a small sample size?
If that is how he plays going forward, yeah, that's a concern. But I don't think that's
he has great pass protection.
Yeah. I mean, he's mobile. He showed a great mobility in that Houston game to kind of move around in the pocket and buy himself extra time. He was pretty dynamic, if I remember correctly. There were some free rushers at him, and he kind of slid him and bought him some extra time.
It's one of his best attributes, actually, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he can move well in the pocket. I would say that is a concern in an offense where you have, this many good weapons. I mean, I think the Niners have a lot of weapons. Get the ball out of your hand and into the hands of your weapons as fast as possible and take as few hits as possible. My whole thing with Lance is, they're right where they were 2 years ago when they said you got to have another quarterback. Okay, well, now you got Lance, but now your number two Sudfeld. Who's Sudfeld? And then and the guy from Iowa State. I mean, does he have an NFL arm? I heard that he did not have an NFL arm, at least in this last camp. So you're back to having one quarterback. So maybe taking care of the quarterback might be kind of, important. So getting rid of the ball might be kind of important.
If Trey Lance, if what we saw last year was a guy in the pocket, hesitating, standing there, not knowing where to go with the ball and getting hit, then I think this would be a huge freaking problem. But that's not really what I remember. I remember him extending a lot of plays. And when you do that, you're going to hold the ball longer. I mean, that's not always a bad thing if you're extending plays. I also remember a lot of long play action bootlegs. That's just naturally going to be a longer developing play. I guess if he is incapable of doing the quick stuff when asked, that's a huge problem. But I didn't see that. I thought he did some of that in the Houston game.
Well, here's the other thing, too. One of the biggest criticisms of Garoppolo, and I've heard Greg Cosell say it, it sounds great. It's like baseball players who used to suck. It'd be like they strike out too much. Now it's, hey, there's a little bit too much swing and miss in their game. Football, it's like,
so polite.
To say a quarterback sucks is too it sounds too fan-like. So you have to come up with smarter dialogue. Greg Cosell would be like, Jimmy's not a late in the down thrower. He's not late in the down thrower.
No, it's what he does. He predetermines a read. I'm going here. I'm going to Kittle. And he'll just throw it there no matter what. That's a big reason he throws so many picks. I think Lance is he'll look at the field.
And also great quarterbacks extend plays. I mean, you got Tom Brady's not an awesome mover, but he is a good late in the down thrower. Same with Aaron Rodgers. Why? Because they can make those subtle movements, decisive movements in the pocket to buy themselves an extra second or two, extend the down and find their guy down the field.
Make a good decision.
Jimmy couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. So I think Lance gives you somebody who can be – you don't want him holding the ball forever, but I agree with you. That wasn't what I saw last year either. I saw the first game throw out the first game. The second game, I saw the Niner O-line really struggle and get whipped up front by the Texans D-line, and Lance was oftentimes running for his life, and I thought he did it almost expertly in that game.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo gets rid of the ball quickly. Great. He predetermines reads. That's a big reason why he throws so many picks. And then he's terrible extending plays. Extending plays, it's not even about his athleticism. He could do it a little bit when he got here. It's about the decision making. Once the play is gone and he can't just see okay, Kyle wanted me to throw to this guy against this coverage. Oh, I actually have to read the field and make a decision. I mean, we've seen him throw the ball to the other team so many times. I mean, in Green Bay, in the end zone, in Dallas, the game before, Trayvon? He does it all the time. Whenever he extends a play, it's like, no, Jimmy, no. I think with Trey, good things are going to happen more than bad things happen when he extends a play. So to me, not worried about this. There's another stat that's interesting also. He led the league in air yards per attempt, more than 10 yards downfield on average. Where
Lance.
The ball. Lance. Yeah. Sorry, not Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting because that's kind of like the polar opposite of Garoppolo.
Yeah. And Garoppolo I'd love to see it. If you could go and delineate every single drop back and look at his QB rating when he got rid of it quick, as opposed to his QB rating when he held it. His QB rating when he held it was a disastrous. And he was how many picks was he late over the middle into a crowd? To me, when Garoppolo he was not good at extending plays. When he did extend plays, bad things happened most of the time.
That's exactly how I will remember him. Yeah, I mean, time in the pocket. They have it on Pro Football Reference. This is, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But when he got rid of the ball in less than 2.5 seconds, Jimmy Garoppolo, his quarterback rating was 104.
It's not bad. Good. Over 100.
That's damn good. But 2.5 plus seconds, 90.
Yeah,
90 with 9 touchdowns and 7 picks. I mean, boom, that's Jimmy right there.
That's it. That's it.
Throw it away.
Seriously.
Go down.
As Hawk Harrelson used to say, put it on the board.
Yeah, good call.
Yes. Put it on the
board.
That's
how we remember that guy. So, yeah. But last thing I want to say with Lance is, like, he's going to be throwing the ball down the field a lot. He's probably not going to complete 65% of his throws, if that's what he's probably going to be hovering around 60%. A better indicator of his success might be yards per attempt as opposed to completion percentage, because it's going to be a whole different shot chart.
I'll put it on two stats that I think he's going to be way better than Jimmy. I think he's going to have fewer turnovers. I think he's going to take care of the football.
I agree.
A lot better. And then ultimately, I think all quarterbacks should be judged on win percentage. Yep. Because at the end of the day, do you win the game? And I think Lance is going to be a guy who wins a lot of games. But I agree, the completion percentage, it could be in the 50s. At times, because he throws a rocket. It's not the most catchable football. There's going to be drops. There's going to be tip passes. Get ready for that completion percentage to be down. But the big play ability is also going to go up.
Because he's very aggressive. He's looking to push the ball down the field as opposed to Jimmy, who's looking to check it down. All right. Double B Studio says Kyle overthinks it, changes up success at the end. Overthinks it, or his brain just gets frazzled. I'm going with frazzled. To me, it's not a lot of thinking. I think his brain shuts off. He does things that are out of character. I don't know. Maybe it's just the running game. Gizmo
I don't know. As far as I think they make some questionable decisions as far as managing the clock, his fourth down decisions, when to go for it, when not to go for it. He's always caught. He's not always, but it seems like he's had issues where he's caught in a bad angle. I was standing behind somebody. I mean, it just seems like he's got too much on his plate managing the game.
I agree. Nick says, in the amount of years covering the team, where does this season fall in your level of excitement, anticipation of covering the team from past years?
That's a good question. Yeah, I would say, because first of all, I like this roster, and coming out of the draft, I like it a lot. I think they're pretty deep in a lot of spots. So I think this is a pretty good roster. That's why I have them at 11 wins. And I think Lance, there's been so much talk about Jimmy. I think Lance is going to be an upgrade on Jimmy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
I think this season is a wonderful combination of high expectations and uncertainty. I mean, I've never seen a team ever be really pretty much universally predicted to win 11 games, and we don't know who their quarterback is. I love it. There's going to be a quarterback competition, maybe. I mean, there's a quarterback controversy. I love it. I think it's great. Set that bar really high, so if the Niners fall short, I can just come in like, hey.
Is Jimmy going to be on the field? I don't think Jimmy's going to be on the field. Do you?
I hope so.
Oh, I can't picture. I'd be shocked. My mind will be blown if I see him in a Niner uniform this summer.
Hey, I think, again, if Jimmy Garoppolo requests his release, that really gives the 49ers an out. And I don't think they can put him on the practice field if he requests his release. Just say, okay, fine. We'll be the good guys here. We'll be like the Bears with Nick Foles. So hopefully Jimmy does that. He might. If Maddie said it, maybe he heard it. I don't know.